But listen, you're very upset about this Supreme Court nominee. I am very pleased about this Supreme Court nominee as a conservative, right? He's doing a lot of things that I like in terms of policy. Now, that doesn't mean that I am cheering his character, because I think that it is very difficult to cheer Donald Trump's character. The principal of the school, Carolyn Brum, was also terrific. And then I had a teacher in high school who was named Anthony Miller, who was a really good writer and had studied at Trinity College in Dublin, and so he was really creative in his writing. Everyone in the media is talking about the most important thing that has ever happened in the history of humanity, or at least since Caitlyn Jenner became a woman, a transgender woman. And that, of course, is the release of Black Panther. I think that there's a lot of focus in the country right now on raising awareness, which is fine. You know, raising awareness of our history and all the bad things that we've done. Yeah. Good. I mean, people should know about all the good things and all the bad things, right? Yes. It's history is history. The person got very upset and started to cry and then left. And this is all on tape. And it was one of those situations where, because I give speeches in Q&A forums and because there are a lot of videos of me destroying people, it's one of those situations where if the tape comes out, it gets 5 million views and Shapiro destroys transgender person. Right. And I don't want that to be what happens at my lectures.
You are a never Trump shill. So can you kind of break that down for me?
So the actual breakdown is that I am sometimes Trump. When he does good things, then I praise him, and when he does bad things, then I criticize him.
Okay.
I mean, I think you should do your live podcast there. I think you should do the full live podcast in front of an audience. I think that'd be awesome.
That would be fun. Can you imagine just the monologue, just the jokes in the first 10 minutes? How pissed they would be?
It would be amazing. It'd be amazing. The idea that sex or gender are malleable is not true. Okay, and I'm not denying your humanity if you're a transgender person. I am saying that you are not the sex to which you claim to be. You're still a human being, and you're a human being with an issue that I wish you Godspeed in dealing with in whatever way you see fit. But if you are going to dictate to me that I'm supposed to pretend that men are women and women are men, no. My answer is no. I'm not going to modify basic biology because it threatens your subjective sense of what you are. So he reached over, grabbed me by the back of the neck, and said, if you don't cut that out, I'll send you home in an ambulance. To which I have to say, my first mental response was, that doesn't even make sense. You don't go home in an ambulance. But
why did you say that? You should have said that. Why did you say that?
How would you explain conservative ideology into liberal ideology in the most objective way possible?
So I think that the conservative ideology is based on the idea that individual human beings are given certain rights by God, and that government was instituted to protect those rights.
Social contract theory.
Right. Yeah. So it's a very Lockean perspective on what government was constituted to do, rooted in Judeo-Christian ethics and the idea that God made us in his image, and therefore we have certain rights.